Hi.
Hi everyone. Maybe you see this
We have
to
a
make
beam of
my
light that's,
finger. Yeah, that guy right there
we can't
just sort of showed up.
tell what it is, but I think it's a good omen.
Well, this is our final Facebook Live.
For
At
before the
least,
Exit the Matrix launch, I'm sure
yeah,
there'll be many
there'll be
more
more
after
after
that.
that.
It's been really fun.
These are
Really enjoy
great.
it.
I really, really love doing these. It's so fun to be spontaneous and improvise and also interact with people. So this is a session where we are inviting your questions about the course, the program, anything that's on your mind. Feel free to type it in the comments and we'll answer it. We have a few questions that have been sent to us at the outset in the last day or so, and that have come up on a few of the calls here recently, or on a few of the other Facebook Lives. So we'll delve into those. And as things come up for you, if you have any, please share them, because others probably have the same ones.
Yeah, we've received a few similar questions too from people through personal message, through the lives and things. So we want to make sure to clarify those for the full group, to make sure that everything's as clear as possible. And yeah, and looking forward to more questions. So we could dive into that.
The first one and the first two are very related. So the first one is, I don't know if I want to start a business. And you guys talk a lot about doing that in your videos. Are there other ways that you can help us in this regard? I'm not sure that's the path for me, starting your own business or venturing into entrepreneurship. And certainly not. If that's not exciting or interesting, or that doesn't seem to compel you forward in any way, then we're not advocating that unless it does. Even though we have done that, and we like to introduce that concept to other people, mainly because I think a lot of people don't understand what's going on online and how you can generate income and revenue through the internet these days. How simple it is. It's not. There's certainly some effort and work involved, but if it feels aligned and exciting, it doesn't feel like effort or work at all. But that said, we want to be clear that that is a very real option for people. But if it's not exciting, not interesting, there's so many other ways, so many other options, so many other forms that this could take.
Yeah, we want to really emphasize that this course is about finding your calling and expressing your calling. So not holding back anymore, finding what you're really about, how your gift is best expressed, and then putting that out into the world. And we have so many, we've said this on other calls, but there's infinite ways this can look. And the reason that we often talk about online business, like Stephen says, because it's so much more possible than you can imagine. I mean, I remember when I was trying to leave my legal career, and the first thing I did was, and it's like a really great step, was to downsize it into a remote, to a consulting type gig, so that I was making money by the hour and not reporting in for a salaried job that was actually like many, many more hours than a 9 to 5. And so my time it was just diminishing returns. And then I turned it into like a more freelance thing. And so it's just, and then I shut it because I found that my calling was best expressed through creating my own thing. And we often find that, that's a great format for people, and that there's so many more different types of businesses than you could imagine out there. So we want to introduce that. We've said this on other calls too. A lot of times when you're standing in the shoes of a career or something you've been educated to do, or like put in a lot of years doing, it doesn't resonate anymore. It's often very hard to even imagine what the expression of your calling could be. So what we've been trying to say is we just want to put out there all the things that might be possible, and they're really infinite, so we can't even name them, but there's so many other things, and it's all about what you like. So if it's a better job that better expresses, if it's just that your job doesn't allow you to fully express, but you're in the right field, then that's something. Or if you just want to be location independent, you want to downsize it to part-time or remote, that's possible. Or, like take the same skills and turn it into a freelance gig or become an independent contractor. Or there's also just like a lot of really, really cool organizations out there these days that are doing really innovative things in consciousness and technology and health and wellness. And there's a lot of ways to align with that. And so anyway, this is about you. That's what we want to emphasize, and that we're introducing the option of an online business and the many ways that expression is taken these days, and the low threshold to entry, how easy that is, because that can be yours and purely yours, but it's not at all the only thing. And there's so many, those of you that have reached out, I want to say that, like, there's so many, I even just in the situations you've brought to us, like, there's so many things you could do. It's really exciting. So definitely wanted to emphasize that.
We lost the screen. There we go. Basically, the process sort of looks like, you experience your calling. You really kind of get aligned and connected with that. And then at the same time, we will share, based on our research and our experience, a lot of the different ways that people are creating in the world. And call that business, call that creating. They're interchangeable words as far as I'm concerned. But what is your calling? And then what are the various ways that people are expressing themselves and seeing kind of what's exciting to you? I imagine some people may find just a better type of job, maybe a better structure, a better format, or certainly a better position or company or a theme that job relates to, such that it can be aligned. So anyway, just de-emphasizing for a moment the entrepreneurial angle. That's the one that we've taken. We're super excited about it, and we think that many people that we've met are excited about it, but it's certainly not the only path that we've seen taken or that could generate a lot of meaning and joy in your life. So. And
one other thing we want to say on this point is that, we brought in a couple of experts from our network to address these issues. We announced this today, to address, like, one, the variety of things you can do online, and then another friend who's really, like, done a ton of amazing work and helped people bust through the money matrix of the mind and the money story. And those two things really go hand in hand, to be able to open up to any leap from a current situation that may seem financially stable or the only thing you could do. It really starts with the beliefs, and then also the options and opening up that world. But the great thing about this is, as we've said before, we have such a great, amazing and growing everyday network of people that I think, those friends and experts we brought on just because we knew these were interest areas, but we are planning to bring on even more experts depending on the nature of the interests of the people in the course. The great thing about working with a small number of people is we can really customize it, and that part is going to be really exciting too.
And in the spirit of kind of honoring your path, your excitement, we've done, our path is, you may know about our path. We lived in a van for some time. We traveled a lot to the West in our van. We've come to Costa Rica. We have started an online business. We've started a few online businesses, and we've sold a lot of our stuff, like all these things that we share. That's kind of our path. And I doubt very seriously that your path, should you participate in this program, will look anything like that. Now, ours is something we're very public about, but this is not a course where we're expecting you kind of follow our lead as far as what we've done in the outer expression of our life, but it's really more about kind of you getting in touch with your excitement, your direction, your compass, and following that. Our expression of that has been one way. Yours will be something, I imagine, very, very different. And we're here to celebrate all aspects of that. We're here to champion that and cheer you on.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Ownstream's always been about. And this is the natural extension of that, is to help a group of people in coming to their own paths, But we started this business a couple of years ago because we were interested in people following their own voice, discovering what their calling was, discovering what they were about, and then manifesting that in the world in the way that didn't necessarily prescribe to the mainstream path, unless that brings you joy. And in some ways, the mainstream path may bring you joy. But basically looking within to see what was true and not necessarily listening to the voices of what's been told. And that's the truth of this program too, is about what's your own stream, what's your own stream. And we've now talked to so many people who've done this in so many different ways. If you listen to our podcast, it looks so different for every person we've talked to, but we've come to find this, and through our own experience, this very clear path to be able to do this, for yourself. And that's what we want you to do. We want you to find the gift of who you are and be able to express that.
Yeah, what we've done, not too unconsciously, but is do things fairly, I guess moving into a van, selling everything, moving into a Sprinter van and traveling is a kind of a big expression. I think we're drawn to that. But many people aren't, and that's cool too. So we just want to be clear that if you participate in this course, we're not going to be imposing any of our choices onto you in any way. We're not going to drag everybody out in a van and force you to coach people online unless that's something you really, really want to do. So that's the main thing.
If you want a job and you love a job, keep your job. If you love your house and you love living in the city you live in, stay there. Like, those things are so important. The nature of our journey and what we found with the others that we've seen go through this path is tuning in to see, like, what brings me joy? What am I excited about? And then giving yourself the gift of following that and seeing that following that as a calling and is a service to others, And so ours, we've been very called to free ourselves up to be nimble to this, because we were so locked down in debt and in jobs for many years that no longer resonated, So for us, it's really been about making ourselves nimble to do that. But if world travel or van life or starting your own business are not your gig, then that's okay.
Totally okay. So you hinted at this, but we have added today 2 bonuses, and there will be more, I imagine. These 2 center around the kind of work money matrix, if you will. Kevin Koskela, who runs the Freedom Loving podcast, a very popular podcast on iTunes, and is somebody that I met through the kind of online business world in San Diego, is rather knowledgeable about all the various ways that people are succeeding in online businesses, and so we're going to talk a lot about that. This is everything from like selling things on Etsy to renting out your place, even part of your house as an Airbnb outfit, to coaching people online, selling information online, being an affiliate. There's all kinds of models, and he's going to come on and share those and really kind of get us all very clear on all the ways that you can explore your calling and value exchange using the internet. So that's one big call. I'm super excited about that. The other one is our very good friend Tara Long, who will be talking very much about the inner aspect to kind of freeing yourself from the whole notion of needing to make money or needing to stress and work to make money. It's really about creating and being inspired and following excitement that really generates the flow of value exchange. But they're there's a lot of levels to what she teaches, and it's extraordinary. One of the books that we're asking people to read as part of this course right at the outset or fairly early on is a book called Bustin' Loose from the Money Game by Robert Scheinfeld, a book that just blew our minds. And it's really in step with the themes that we're introducing in this program. Tara teaches a lot about that, helps people kind of live that, and that's huge. I mean, the mental kind of story, the mental game of money, to be free of that is really a big step that I think many, many people would welcome, and that's what Tara's going to be offering in that second bonus call. And I imagine those 2 will happen kind of in the first part of the first 3-month stretch. So somewhere in the first month to 6 weeks, I think those are
definitely. Yeah, definitely. And whether or not you take the course, you've got to read Bustin' Loose from the Money Game, because this really is, from the questions we've received from everyone we worked with in the past as coaches, from our own experience, like this, the whole money story is the biggest. It's the biggest ruse, and it's the one that has the most power over us because it's so conditioned. Like everybody feels this way. Almost everybody feels this way. Which is like, how am I going to make money? How am I going to make money? And I can only make money through a certain path, probably the one you've taken so far. At least that's the way I used to be. It took me a long time to bust through those beliefs and to learn a lot about how other people were making money, and also to just get in touch with my calling and know it as the truth, to be able to realize that. But he teaches in that book such a fantastic, the best we've seen, and Tara does a lot of this work with people, busting through, like really busting through and seeing that it's an installed matrix, that it's not true, and that your power comes from within. You are the creator. You can create your own path, and when you do, it will be abundant. So that's really exciting stuff, and everybody will benefit from that. So.
Crazy cool. It's crazy cool. Well, I see Risha has a really good question in the text, but we'll let's deal
Finish
with this
these first.
Yeah, and then we'll open it up to
Love you, Risha.
the thread. Yeah. Do you want to? So we've had a question or two about payment plans, and usually what this refers to is, can a person pay kind of in chunks or installments?
So yes, we don't want money to be the obstacle for people with this program, and we understand that can be the case. I know when I wanted to change my life, I was considering a similarly priced program. And it's amazing to think like what we do spend our money on. Like that's just as a side note, like when I used to go out to dinner in New York City for like $100 a pop, like no thought, you know, but when it came to like completely changing my life for the type of amount of money is in this program, like I balked. But the thing is, we don't want money, just money. Knowing some people have already taken the leap or in jobs that are making a lot of money, we don't really want that to be the obstacle. What we've seen in the past with programs is that not being willing to put the money up can mean you're not ready, but it doesn't equate with not being ready. So if you really don't like upfront have all the money for this course and you want to explain that to us, but you really are ready and you really want to do this, like we want you in this course. So one thing that we've come up with is the option of paying half upfront and the other half within 30 days. And the reason for that is, again, to jump all in and to not be kind of half committed. We want everybody to be on the same playing field when they come in. As we've said the whole time, we want people to be ready to really change their lives with this course. We don't want this to be just another program where like you learn a little bit about yourself and you start a meditation practice, but nothing changes and you go on with your life the same way. Because that burning desire within you to change is what we want to support. And so being able to put up half the money to start and then another half within 30 days, we feel like is a really great compromise to be able to get people in the program who might not have that kind of cash up front, but really are willing and excited about doing this work.
Yeah, feeling somebody's readiness is the key there. I'll just tell you an experience. I've run courses like this before, and I've been a part of courses like this before. And usually the people who don't get the full benefit of the course are those who don't actually pay in some way or another. They pay in an installment plan, and then they bail. After a month or two, and then they're out the money they put in originally anyway. So money is the clearest sign in this society and this culture. Money is the clearest sign of commitment that we have. But if you have a burning interest to be in this, if you have an excitement that you just can't shake, you want to be part of this so badly, but you can't offer up all the funds at the outset, please reach out to us. And let's hear about your situation, and we really want to feel your excitement.
Yeah,
and I think if your
definitely.
excitement is there and you're really willing, I think we'll be able to make it work. But that excitement is key. It really is.
That's
we
really
have
what we're
people who are
looking for.
in this, who are super excited, ready to go, and that are all in from the outset. And we really want that to be uniform across the board as far as the group goes.
Yeah, so reach out to us. If it's just money, if it really is just money, but you're really dying to do this, like we want to talk to you. Sure want to talk to you, so please reach out.
Yeah, good.
I love Risha's question.
Yeah, well, Risha, have you? Oh, so Risha's question
Risha,
is,
you are evidence of the yes to this question.
Well, let's read the question. So I don't know if the text appears in the replay, but have you found that by living the way you do, you draw others of like mind into your orbit? Well, the answer, of course, is yes. Community, relationships, everything that kind of comes into your orbit, the way that we really want it to, like naturally, effortlessly, with flow, with the right kind of energy, is always a reflection of kind of where you are. And so once a couple of stories came to mind, because we're in Costa Rica, two Costa Rica stories come to mind. One is that we showed up in Dominical back in the wintertime, February, I guess. And the first person we met was like a guy like us.
And Dominical is kind of like a really popular
it's a tourist town. A lot of people there. Of course, Sophia, like in her infinitely magical ways, that's our daughter, just sort of found herself next to this guy. He started talking to her, and he started talking to us, and this guy was like our just total tribe member.
Radiant, high vibe.
Told us exactly where we needed to go, and that's exactly where we are now. So he pointed us up the mountain from the beach. He was the first person to do that. And the other thing that comes to mind is that we were at this big music and art festival here in Costa Rica that happens every winter. It's called Envision. It's a big deal. It's a few thousand people go through there, or maybe more. And anyway, it's mostly people in their 20s, like younger folk, and they're camping there, and it's raining, and they're staying up all night. And I don't know what they're doing, but it's like I have no interest in anything like that. But God bless you. The first day we were there, we happened to roll up on some. I guess we were waiting in line for food, and the people in line with us, we started talking to them, and they had a son.
Yeah, same age as Sophia.
Same age as Sophia. They traveled in a van.
Same
in the
band.
United States.
Same type of band.
They were here sort of exploring, maybe moving to Costa Rica. Like they were literally just other bodies, essentially. And it was just, what? How in the world does that happen? So I would say there are two answers to this in my experience. The more aligned I have gotten, the more soaked in the truth of who I am I've become, my network has grown bigger and bigger and bigger because I'm one who really wants to express and create and put my voice out there. But at the same time, the really close relationships have gotten less and less and less. I no longer have like 30 or 40 really good, well, I wouldn't even say really good, but like good friends like I had 10 or 15 years ago. I have like a handful, but they're really good. They're really meaningful. And at the same time, I know so many people know me, and like we have this kind of connection, which is super vital, but at the same time that we're not like very, very tight either. So instead of having a lot of kind of general friendships, I have very deep, meaningful relationships. And then I know a lot of people who are kind of in my tribe too, but not that closely. And it's all happened very, very naturally.
All I want to add to this is that we talked a little bit about this on the busting through the validation matrix, the relationship call we did a couple days ago. But often people are really afraid. I know I was when I started on the spiritual path that like I was going to lose all the people in my life. And certainly as I started making choices that were more self-directed, more in the direction of my calling, that I was going to lose, parental approval, lose coworkers who had been my good friends, lose a lot of friends who were in the more mainstream jobs, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, And what I found was that like the more I stepped into myself and like really became aligned with who I was, the more joyful I was, the more like high vibration I became because I felt in the flow of my own life and not living my life for other people, the less I was interested in those relationships. And the more I drew to me people who were on that path too, like time and time and time again, people who were more joyful in their lives, people who were doing, again, we keep talking about the infinite things you can do, but like such dynamic, interesting things in the world, like just really cool things. And my circle of friends became people who were radiating high vibe energy, who were living their calling, who were on a spiritual path, who understood they had a deeper mission in this life. And it just became a richer and deeper circle of friends. And that happens the clearer and clearer and clearer I get with myself and the further I get on this path. That is true. I agree with Stephen that it's usually like fewer people, but it's people who actually like I feel deeply connected to, that kind of connection I was always seeking before but could never find. Once I started to know myself, I drew to me people who also resonated and who like support me on that path. So it's not about like what are other people going to think usually now with the people in my life, because the people in my life totally support what I'm doing and think it's amazing. And that just gets proven time and time again. So usually that fear of losing some kind of relationships or approval, if you really go for it, what you will find is that you will find the true connection and love you always want in relationships and the true resonance with the people that are drawn into your orbit. So it's a great question. It's just another benefit of following your calling and living the life you're meant to live.
Yeah, it's beautiful. It's a law of attraction. It's a law. It really, really is the truth, and it really clearly shows up in relationships with others. The more truer and deeper and more connected I get within myself, my relationships, the ones that really, really matter, deepen and become more powerful.
Any other questions that you guys have?
If you do, feel free to type them in. One thing we also want to add is that if you really feel like you're on the fence and there's something...
Oh yeah, this is important.
Something, maybe it's the money question, maybe it's resistance or fear, which we get it. I mean, it's a real thing. But if that is there for you, if you're like, gosh, this sounds so amazing, so exciting, but, and then fill in the blank, let's talk. And this is a no pressure call. We're not going to like hard sell you. We're not going to try to manipulate or force you or I don't know, nothing like that. This is a no pressure call or chat. And we'll talk to you for up to 30 minutes within the next 24 hours. So until when do we go to bed these days? Like
whatever, we'll stay up.
We'll stay up
until the course closes tomorrow.
Through tomorrow evening, the 10th
anytime
of October.
We're happy to talk. We want to this course is all about personal attention. We want you to feel that right now. Like we said, we'll be working with a small group of people, and like we really mean this. We really want your life to change. And so whatever's holding you back, like we're happy to jump on like a mini coaching / listening / holding space / encouragement session to help you feel into that, help you feel into what's right for you, and see if you're ready to do this. And if we can help you in any way, or you just want to talk about what's coming up, we want to hop on the phone with you in the next day. So shoot us a note. Is that the best way to do it? How can people?
I mean, you can add us as your friend here on Facebook, and then we can chat and we can type text to chat then, or we can just go live with a video. I mean, we've been doing that a lot in the last couple of weeks with all sorts of people. And that's a really, really great way to connect really fast. And we can do that through my Stephen Shelley page or Teresa Scoba's
or if you don't want to be live on Facebook, we could just do a Zoom call with you or anything private.
Well, through Messenger, we can do a video call.
I thought you meant a live video.
We wouldn't do a Facebook Live.
Unless you want to talk about that with everybody.
No, I don't think so. But through Messenger, it can be a private conversation. Or we can just text. We can just type and write back and forth. That's cool too. Or if none of that makes sense, which is possible, send us an email, Stephen, Stephen, at ownstream.co, or Teresa, Theresa, at ownstream.co. And we will, Teresa's going to type those in right now. And we'll get right back to you and set up a time. But we do want to talk to you and want to help you feel good about your decision, whether your decision is to jump in and go for it or is to not. That's cool either way. So yeah, reach out to us, let us know what's on your mind, what challenges you're facing, what resistance you're in front of, and let's see if we can help. We would love that, truly. So yeah, connect with us via email or here through Facebook, and we'll get that done. Cool.
Yeah, we're headed back to California in the next couple of days.
Yeah, tomorrow we take off in a limo, a van, a bus to San Jose, and then we'll get on an airplane Thursday and fly to LAX and then to San Diego. At which point we will be back in Cali. That'll be fun
for a few weeks and see the grandmas, do some Halloweening with Sophia, who's already decided she's going to be a bear, and we are all going to be various animals that she's picked out, which will be really fun. Mom and Dad are going to
be different colors of dogs.
Yeah.
One grandma's going to be a giraffe, and the other's going to be a kitty. So
yeah,
we'll have pictures, I'm sure. So
which I'm sure you'll
stand by for that Halloween. But it'll be fun. It'll be nice to go back and see people. So we'll be in the Pacific Coast time zone. We'll probably go live a few times and just share where we're at. And for those involved in the course, we will be kicking off on Sunday. That'll be our first session together, and there will be weekly sessions, and that'll start this weekend, Sunday.
Yeah, I think that's it. And then we'll be back in Costa Rica in November, and rolling from there. So yeah, again, reach out with anything. Thanks for your questions. They've been great. Thanks to everybody who's reached out so far. You're all doing great. I really see like this amazing potential, and you can change your life, if it calls to you, you can do it. You can do it. Like all of the false fears we have that feel so real and so scary, and I had them all myself for so long. They're just implanted. They're not actually you. One of the biggest things we want with this course is for people to see the vast potential and power that they are, and their importance and value and inherent perfection and of their individual expression. And so we really want to bring that to people, to show you that, to reveal that to you. What's calling to you is that within you, and then bust loose of the program and put that out into the world. The world needs you. We've said that before too, but you need you too. And so anyway, reach out. We're around. Look forward to talking to you. And I think that's it.
Yeah, beautiful. Beautiful. Well, thanks, everybody. It's been great spending this time with you. It's been great having these Facebook Lives through the course of this window of time when these applications have been open, answering people's questions, getting to know folks, and seeing kind of what's stimulated through what we're sharing, and kind of see past their challenges and limits. If nothing else, that's a huge opportunity for us to share and be of service, which we're very, very grateful for. So thanks to everybody who's been participating in these and trusting us with your time and your questions and certainly your energy. We are very grateful to you. So tomorrow, that's the deadline. Get your applications in. You'll see the link above. That'll take you to the course page. At the bottom of the page is a link to the application. Click that Apply Now button. Fill out those quick little questions. There's a little video to shoot at the end. It does not have to be high definition or 4K or whatever the heck, 5K, whatever the heck the new technology is. Just let us see you, let us feel you, and we'll take it from there. But that all closes up tomorrow, the 10th. So please, if you're interested in this, get your applications in ASAP.
It's going to be really fun, guys.
Yeah, it's going to be really fun with a great group assembled. And we're sure a really epic tribe and experiences is about to unfold. So let's hope it includes you. Thanks, everyone.
Thanks, guys. Bye.
Lots of love.